Oh, yes.
Welcome back, everyone. Today I've got a review for the Takara Tomy Generation Selects Star Convoy. So this is the first of its kind. It's a Japanese originating Generation Selects toy, rather than the ones that come from Hasbro. And it is a remold of the Power of the Prime's Optimus Prime toy into a small Optimus Prime that turns into Star Convoy, which was his penultimate form in the original Japanese Generation 1 toy line. So this is going to be a very interesting review. I'll be able to do some comparison shots with the Optimus Prime that this is based off of. I'm also going to bust out Nemesis Prime, just so you can see the 3 different variations of this toy. I unfortunately do not own the original Star Convoy to compare this to, so unfortunately you won't be seeing that. But if you have seen my reviews, you know how this goes. We're going to take a look at the packaging first. We'll open this up, see what's inside. We'll look at the instruction sheet. And then we'll look at Star Convoy himself and his different modes. We'll be comparing him with his mold mates. And then at the very end, I'll be giving my final thoughts. So the first thing we see here is this outer packaging. And it appears to be the same type of packaging that Hasbro puts over the regular packaging when they sell stuff straight from Takara. Specifically, they've been doing this with the Masterpiece toys that they've been soliciting. Just comes in this very plain black and white box. Usually has the products, a little serial number here, the toy line. Sometimes it'll say the name of the toy on here. This actually doesn't say, it just says it's Generation Selects. And it says authentic Takara Tomy product as sold in Japan. So, good way of kind of verifying you're getting real product, especially if the Masterpiece market is rife with knockoffs and stuff. So, we're going to open it up on the side. I've already gone and removed the tape. Let's get this open. Slide it out. Put this out of the way. And here we have another little oversleeve. You see that? And it's got this really cool little line art drawing of Star Convoy in his, large robot mode. Got the branding here, Generation Selects. You got Transformers 35th on there. So I guess this is part of their 35th anniversary. Very cool. On the back, you just got a big old Autobot symbol behind a grid, and then a whole bunch of Japanese text that I cannot read. And the side are just the name, and then more Japanese text. So you take this sleeve off, and this is the actual Selects packaging that we're used to, a little plain cardboard mailer box. On the front here, you've got a big Autobot symbol, Transformers Generation Selects. That's interesting. It says Generation Selects instead of Generations, so might be a typo or just a Takara only thing. Just a nice little border detail, Takara Tomy, and basically that just repeats on the other sides. Bottom's blank. And this opens up like a clamshell. You can see it's got the grid pattern here, Generation Selects logo. And look, see, they got it right on here, Generations. Open this, and here we go. You have the cab, which turns into a little Optimus Prime. Got the 2 weapons that make up the Ion Blaster. You got a new chrome silver matrix here. You got the trailer, which will become the main body for Star Convoy. It's all this little plastic tray. Snap this out. Got the instructions, and there is a silver sticker sheet inside for the sides of the trailer. And big old Autobot symbol here. So this, just like the other Generation Selects toys, should be able to be turned inside out to make a display stand, if you so choose. Alright, so here's a closer look at the instructions. See, it's mostly in Japanese here, but you got some English lettering. Right here, a bit of an inventory. You got the cab, the trailer, sticker sheet, the matrix, the Ion Blaster. And then just have some basic instructions for converting him. Well, shows you where to store the matrix, first of all. Shows you how to apply the stickers, where to store the gun on the trailer, how to attach a trailer. And then you have the transformation from truck cab to Optimus Prime, right there in the middle. And The instructions show you to separate his ion blaster into two smaller weapons and have him hold it that way, which is how the retail toy, the regular Optimus does it. Though, because this is Optimus Prime, I'll probably just leave that combined. Anywho, there's the transformation for the trailer to go into the main body, then transforming Optimus into the core, combining him and creating Star Convoy. And the back is actually blank, so they used very little space to do this. But these instructions are very different looking. You can see, black background. I believe it's all new line art renderings for this toy. They didn't just reuse the ones from the old toy. And printed on the gloss paper, which is not something you see very often these days. So overall, very cool. If a little brief, but it's really all you need. All right, and here we have Star Convoy in his vehicle mode, complete with cab and trailer. Now you might notice, this doesn't actually look like Star Convoy's vehicle mode. It looks like Optimus Prime's. And that's because this toy it's kind of a weird hybrid of the regular Optimus Prime and Star Convoy. And what it's basically meant to represent is a bit of official artwork that showed Optimus transforming into Star Convoy. So this does that. It literally has Optimus Prime in a form that looks very much like his G1 toy transforming into Star Convoy. Which has caused a lot of people to not really want to pick this up. They feel like it's not a proper Star Convoy toy, and I get that. I am a little disappointed too. We didn't get, more extensive retooling or just an original mold, but at this rate, I'll kind of take what I can get because I don't know if they're ever going to go that far for this character. So anywho, if you've seen the regular Power of the Prime's Optimus, this might look very familiar to you. It is largely the same in this mode, especially the outside of the trailer. Looks more or less the same. The cab from the front is pretty much unchanged. Where the new molding comes in is the bottom part here and then all this. And that's because the regular cab turns into Orion Pax. This one turns into a small Optimus Prime toy. One thing that's cool is because these pieces, these hinges are molded in a silverish gray instead of red, you can actually kind of see the smokestacks now. They're not just red like the rest of the truck. And this back bit, while it's still a kibbly mess, looks a little bit better because at least now these panels are more squared off. They're not rounded. So overall, it looks pretty good. Again, suffers all the same weaknesses that the regular version of the mold does. The trailer, instead of being just silver all over, is just kind of a colorful spattering, a big mess. And then the back of the cab, again, just looks kind of atrocious. You can see the matrix in here. See, it's chromed silver and shines through the windows a lot more than the regular matrix. So, yeah, that's vehicle mode. Here are Star Convoy's two mold mates. You have the regular Optimus Prime on the left, and then Nemesis Prime on the right. And this angle kind of helps show off the difference between the two. See different matrices here, different coloration, and some small molding differences there on the trailer. And then the back part is quite different. Nemesis Prime, molding wise, in this mode is exactly the same as the Optimus. The only changes in molding are to the heads of the bigger and smaller robots, and then of course he comes with some new accessories here. So yeah, each one, is kind of doing its own thing there, which does, help sell you on the idea of purchasing this mold 3 times over. All right, so here is the core Optimus Prime robot. You can see there's been some very extensive retooling to this guy. Really the only things that are the same are, I think the hands are the same, the thighs here, and maybe some main body components, stuff like that. But all new upper and lower arms, new chest, new little hip skirt thing, lower legs, all that's different. Obviously new head, and yeah, he just looks very cool. He's not gonna be anybody's go-to Optimus. His proportions aren't quite amazing, seeing as he comes from it's supposed to be a different design, different character almost. But he is very neat. And as I said, he is meant to copy that artwork, which in turn was based off of the original G1 toy. So, I'll go ahead and show you that, just so you can see kind of what they're aiming for, right? You got the yellow eyes, which is a hallmark of the original toy. You have the ridges on the mouth plate, which you don't see very often on newer Optimus toys. Very boxy windshield chest, all that. Boxy arms. It's got the Autobot symbol on both sides, just like the old toy does. And then he's just got, some more cartoon-inspired details thrown in, like the hip stripes and all that. But it is really neat. I think it's cool to see what they can do, and they put a lot of remolding to a toy. And yeah. Now, one big difference. Obviously, he's got his wheels on the backs of his legs instead of the sides, which, again, because he comes from a different character design, wasn't really any getting around that. But it's not that distracting. He nails the overall points, and I think looks really good doing it. And I like seeing him wielding his blaster. It doesn't look too overly large for him, so that's good. All right, we've also got Orion Pax and Nemesis Pax joining him, just so you can see how much they've done to set this guy apart from, his previous iterations. So this really helps highlight the extent of the changes they made. See, this is all new. Hip skirts are new, lower legs, all that. Arms, head. I think the back is exactly the same. I don't think they made any changes there. Yeah, see? Which a lot of people, including myself, are very disappointed by, that they didn't go and give him the cool angular windows that Star Convoy is supposed to have. Looks a little weird when he's got square windows, but he's still got the chest crest thing going on. So it's a shame. I don't know why they went so far and then stopped there. Maybe they hit the top of their budget or something, but it is what it is. You can see that the Ion Blaster is the same exact weapon, the same mold as previous iterations. Alright, so here is Star Convoy in his powered up form, and you can see that I have his chest open so I can show off the matrix inside. So here it is, nice and shiny and chrome. And unlike the one that comes with the regular toy, it does not have a removable core, though it does seem to be molded to mimic the Prime Master compatible matrix. But it is just one solid piece. Very nice looking. Kind of let down that it's all just one color, and that is done in chrome, because even though chrome looks nice, it's just bound to start, flaking and stuff. But yeah, we'll get back to that matrix in a second. So go ahead, let's close him up. Get him back to normal here. There we go. All right. So now, you see some molding differences on this guy right away. His whole abdominal area, pelvic area is new. It's got a lot of paint on it, and unfortunately I've got some scratch paint right there already. It kind of came that way. The shins are completely new, and they are just like the abs meant to evoke the original Star Convoy toy. On the shoulders here, he no longer has the smokestacks, and the little panel opens from the back instead of from like the inside of the shoulder now. So that's all new. And obviously you have the rotating movable turrets on each shoulder. And then of course you got this piece right here, which is that crest, and it's got a little nub here, plugs in the center of his chest. Unfortunately the whole thing is chromed, which means that nub, when you press it in, is just naturally going to be scratching all that. So not crazy about that direction. Kind of makes me wish they would have just gone and done it up in yellow or something, or just a gold colored plastic. All right, this also doesn't want to go in right now. Might take some fiddling to get it in there. And then of course the head. Can't forget about Star Convoy's head. You can see it is all new. Got that nice stylized pointiness. It's got the little silver crest on the front, which is also chromed. It's got gold right there in the center of the crest. And I mean, this guy makes a really good looking Star Convoy. Even though the vehicle mode looks nothing like it's supposed to, the end product matches, if not so much the original toy, the original artwork very well. And while we're staring at him, we're gonna go ahead and make his combined weapon, little matrix buster thing. So what you do, you separate the two guns. You're gonna slide this inside there. You're basically just sticking it in between the guns. That's all you're doing. And seems to have a hard time lining up properly. But yeah, there's his super mega ultra awesome gun of awesome. Now, one thing that's different with this guy compared to the old ones is the regular Optimus has the forearms and the fist molded in gray, and then this part painted red. He's the opposite. This is red plastic with silver painted fists. Unfortunately, the inside of the fist is painted too, which means you're probably going to have paint scraping as you place and remove his weapon. So can't really be helped. But here we go. This is our completed look at Star Convoy in his super robot mode. He just looks glorious. I mean, this thing turned out about as well as you can expect for a remold. And the more squared off, Optimus legs make for a better looking backpack too. Doesn't look like legs hanging off there. Just looks like some kind of power pack. So very, very cool. And now we have the obligatory group shot. You can see Star Convoy manages to do quite a bit differently than his predecessors here. And despite sharing mostly the same colors with Optimus, he manages to distinguish himself quite a bit just by being a little bit gaudier, a little flashier. Very Japanese anime styling. Now, again, my biggest gripe with this guy is the fact that they didn't remold these window panels to make them match the crest there. Kind of throws the look off a bit. But other than that, I love the way the robot mode turned out. And while I don't think this Optimus, while looking very good in his own right, I don't think it's a very good scale for a G1 Optimus Prime toy. I think the Voyager price point is a little bit better. This guy is about the right size. It's what he should be, because Star Convoy was the cab combined with the trailer, so he should be about this height. And then this Nemesis Prime, well, he's just an amalgamation of a bunch of different things, so he can kind of get away with just being obnoxiously large. In fact, this is my favorite Nemesis Prime toy out of everyone that's ever been made, because he goes out of his way to do his own thing. He's not just some straight redeco. But yeah, my final thoughts on this guy, I think he's a fantastic toy. He's probably the best use of this mold that we've gotten so far. Now, it doesn't mean the other toys aren't without their merit. This guy gives us a really great cartoon accurate Orion Pax. This guy gives us a really cool new take on Nemesis Prime, which combines the looks of several different versions of the character. But I mean, this is how you do it. You get a full-on Optimus Prime toy, which looks very close to the original, and you get a Star Convoy out of it. Now, do I think he's worth the price? He's like $85? No. He is one of the least necessary purchases I've made in my collecting this year. Not that I don't like him, but $85 for a not quite Star Convoy toy is, I think, a bit insane. And, if you're strapped for cash or anything, I wouldn't recommend blowing what you have on this. Now, obviously, if you've got the money to spare, he's a great addition to your collection. He's a good way to fill up your, Chug JG1 line if you have something like that. He'll look really good on the shelf with other Legends figures, your Die Atlas, your Gaijin Rai, all that stuff. So I would say recommended if you've got the money to spare. If you don't have the $85 to throw away, if you'd rather spend it on something else, I don't blame you. I mean, they do have the C-Cons coming, which, while they're expensive in their own right, are probably a little more of a must-have than this guy, because they actually are the full-on combiner team, the God Neptune team. But, that is my opinion anyway. Perhaps you feel differently. I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments section. If you enjoyed this look at Star Convoy, make sure to give it a like, let YouTube know that you like these reviews. If you want to see more reviews like it or any of my other content, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you always get a heads up when I post something new. I thank you all for joining me for this look at a very cool, very quirky, and honestly just obscure reference to a piece of Japanese artwork. And with all that said, I will see you next time.